Welcome back to the problem, guys. Okay, sorry about my throat because it doesn't feel well, but I hope you can still hear me. Okay? So now let's continue. So now we're gonna show you how to solve for the measure of every angle in the figure. Remember what did I tell you in the word I told you here? Your job is to solve for all these angles that you see here. ABC, LCD, GAM, and so on. Basta lahat yung makikita mo angles dito, those are all the angles which you must solve. Alright? But let's take it one step at a time. So let's do this, okay? So first, this is our step. Remember our clue is we have x squared plus x. And if I remember, in this angle is also the same. X squared plus x. Tama? But did you know there's another clue? All angles in the regular decagon should measure 144 degrees. How do you know? Remember the formula that I taught you? N minus 2 times 180, then divide by n. Tama? So since we have 10 sides minus 2, that's equivalent to 8. Then times 180 is equivalent to 1,440. Then divide by 10, we should get 144 degrees. So every angle must measure 144 degrees in the figure. So ganito siya. 144 degrees here, 144 degrees here. Lahat yan, everything. Lahat, even to my intercepted lines. Although those lines that we draw there can baffle you. But what is important, you know already what to judge. Okay? Now here's what you can do. There are two solutions and how you can work this out in the first place. It's either you take the hexagon or the heptagon, or you take this. So this is what I'm doing right now. Yes, we're doing 144 for 5. If I remember, there's a clue here. So we can do it this way. Like we can do it this way, or we can take the entire thing. But actually, I feel we want to take the heptagon itself. When we say heptagon, that's heptagon A, E, F, G, H, I, J. Alright, so 7 sides. Do we have 7 sides? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know the sum of the interior angles of a heptagon is always 90 degrees. Okay? 900 degrees. Okay? And then we add up all the given. We have 5, 144. Diba this one here is 144? Basta lahat yan 144. Dahil regular decagon siya. So ganito yung formula. 144 times 5 plus x squared plus x, and then multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 900. Tama? So now we apply the formula. We know 144 times 5, that's equivalent to, what's the formula ba? Sige, let's solve it manually. 20, 5 times 2, 22, 720. So 720, and then plus, we have this, diba? X squared times 2 plus x, so we distribute 2, so that's 2x squared, and then that's 2x. It's equivalent to 900. Tama? Now we have a quadratic equation. Now let's write it into from highest degree to lowest degree. Plus 720 is equivalent to 900. Then isolate, then set it equal to 0. So it would be 2x squared plus 2x. Okay, 900 minus 720 is 180 degrees. So we minus 180. Tama? Is equivalent to 0. We can factor this out by dividing it by 2, which is the GCF. So therefore, it will just be x squared plus x minus 90 equals 0. Now we're back to our basic quadratic equation. Now we apply this. Put parentheses on the bottom. X plus x, x times x. What two numbers that you multiply together to give you 90, but when you sum this up, it will yield you to just 1x. And let's try 10 and 9. Because 10 times 9 is 90, while 10 minus 9 is 1. So let's try 10, 9. But which is the positive? Of course, positive 10. Which is the negative? Negative 9. Yan. Alright? So now we have two solutions. It's either we take negative 10 or positive 9. But before that, let's double check. Remember, we need to double check first. Do you think that x times x will give you x squared? It sure does. Do you think 10x minus 9x will give you x? Yes, it does. Positive 10 times negative 9, does it give you negative 90? It sure does. Hence, it's confirmed that that's the answer. And then we plug it into our equation. 10 squared is 100 plus 10. Yup, that will subject you to get 100, diba? And then plus negative 10 minus 90. So tama, it's still the same. Pair 9, positive 9 squared, that's 81. Plus 9 minus 90, tama pa rin. It still yields to the same answer. Okay? Now, going back to our solution sheet, ito yung ginawa ko. So, as you can see with the solution sheet here, so yan, so that's the formula that I did. 144 times 5 plus 2 times x squared plus x. So, what I did first, I distribute. Is equivalent to 900. That is the summation of the value. Okay? Then it should be like this. Okay? 2x squared plus 2x. Naman, distribute na namin. Then, we subtract both sides. Move the variable. Okay? Then, that'll be 180. Then, set it to 0. So, tama. That should be the answer. X is positive 10 or x is negative 9. X is negative 10 or x is positive 9. So, we got it right. Then, don't think we're done yet. Because remember, going back to our problem, as you can see here, dapat, it should be, anong dapat sagot? Kasi po, diba, remember, ang x squared, it should be 9. 9 squared is 81. So, dapat, this should be 90 degrees. So, 92, this is also 90. Okay? Now, we solve the problem. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. But remember, there's still lots more to solve. Kaya let's solve this together, okay? Remember, we have 90 here, and we have 90 here. But we remember just what I said, if angle A is 144 degrees, what should we get in order to get the measure of the other angle which is adjacent? Of course, and that's what I'm going to teach you, the chain reaction method. When we say chain reaction method, if you're given clues of one angle, you can now solve for other angles. So ganito yun. Diba, remember we have 90 degrees, tama? This is 144. We know that every angle in a regular decagon is 144 degrees. So, looking at the equation, 144 minus 90, we should get 54 degrees. So, therefore, this angle must measure 54. Okay? 54 yan. What about for the rest? Yes, for the rest of the angles, this one is 144 din. Very good. Then, for angle D, 144 din. And this is also 54. Yan. Now, which one can we solve next? Ayan, for angle C, this is also 144. But that's the entire thing. Kaya lang, we just want to get a partial. Or which we say, a partial method. So, how do we get the partial? Kaya ganito yung formula namin. Okay? Now, let's go to the bottom part first. Diba, remember, we already got a clue there. We have, what you call this, an isosceles trapezoid. This is 144 degrees. Tama? And then, it's divided into 2. So, we can apply this formula. We know that the formula is like this. 360 degrees is the sum of the interior angles of a trapezoid. So, we have 144 times 2 plus 2x. Did you know that 144 times 2 is equivalent to 288? Tama? And then, plus 2x gives you 360. Subtracting both sides by 288, we should get, ganito siya. 72. 2x is 72. Divide both sides. X is 36. So therefore, that's the value of x. The value of x in this situation is 36. 36 here and 36 there. Alright? Pero, we're still not yet done. Kasi po, diba, remember, in this angle, it measures 144 degrees. So, 144 minus 36. And you should get 14 minus 6 is 8. 13, 108. This angle must measure 108 degrees. As you can see there. Okay? So, 108 yan. And when you sum this up together, you should get a total of 144 degrees. Okay? Now, with that, we can now solve for the other angles, diba? So, now we have a clue. This is 108, 290s. We can now solve for this angle, which is angle L. But what's the measure? Good! No problem. We can play polygons again. So, 180 plus 290 is, diba, 180 plus 108. When we do this, we should get 288. Then 360 minus 288, this is 0, 2, 72. So therefore, this angle must measure 72 degrees. Okay? Now we got 72 degrees as our measure. But take note, we have a vertical angle concept. So therefore, this is also 72 degrees. And then we can apply supplementary angles. If this is 72, therefore this is 108. Okay? And with that, we can now solve for the other angles. Now we have another clue. If I remember, this is 72. And remember, sabi ko, triangle CLK is an isosceles triangle. So as you can see, if you look at the figure of triangle CLK, you have angle L measuring 72 degrees. So what must be the measure of the two angles? Very easy. Easy peasy, we just do this. X plus X is equivalent to, or plus 72 is equivalent to 180. Subtracting both sides by 72, we should get 108. 2x is 108. Divide both sides by 2, x is 54. Yan. So therefore, for these two angles here in the triangle, this should be 54, and this should also be 54. Yun. So both 54 degrees. Alright? But wait, we're still not yet done. Kasi po, we have 54 degrees, we can now solve for the other angles. How? Let's start with this one first. Let's start with the left. If I remember dito sa left, we have 54, then we apply supplementary. What is the supplement of 54? The supplement of 54 is 126. So 126 degrees siya, okay? 126. Then we just add up all the angles to see if we can get the answer of 360 degrees. 144 plus 126. This is 70. 270 plus 54. 324. Then 360 minus 324. Tama. 36. Yan. So 36 degrees yan. Now on the other side, we know that this is 144. So 36 plus 54 make a right angle. Or you can also do it this way. 144 plus 90 plus 72 plus 54. Do you think you can take one quadrilateral at a time, even though they're parted in or inscribed by angles? So we know that this is 90. 90 plus 72 is 162. 162 plus 144 is, ano to, 6. 306. Tama, we still get 360. It still matches, alright? Now for the last one. 108, 54, 144. Tama, i-add na namin. 144 plus 54 is 891. Then plus 108, 16, then 306. So tama, the remnant angle should be 54 again. And remember just what I said, the last angle should be 144 degrees. So 54 plus 54 is 108. And what's 108 plus 36? 144. Yan. Tama yung sagot namin, okay? So now we've already worked on the top part, but there are still many more that we need to solve. Pero I'll save that for the next video.